All right, now we're going to actually start designing these conversations that we want to have. I am going to use the illustration of Pottery Barn because this to me is a great example of what our businesses are. We are one among many, but we're a boutique. We're a small business that can show up as its own standalone store. It might show up in a mall. It might show up in an outdoor, mall, an outdoor mall. And it has many different arms of its company. So Pottery Barn Williams Sonoma, Pottery Barn Kids. And I think they do a great job of creating that customer experience. So that's why I chose them as this illustration. But no, if Pottery Barn is not your thing, please feel free, substitute any other company that you would like. I could have used IKEA, I could have used the Container Store, I could have used Lush. Any of those would have worked for what we're going to go through. So as we're going through this, I also want you to know this is complemented by the email strategy workshop. So you will see me mentioning it because there is a communication strategy. There is a conversational strategy. But first we got to get to that root, which is what are the conversations? What do we want to be talking about before we start to the how part? And that's where I see so many people struggle is they jump off the how and then the how doesn't work. And so they do more how. And they end up so far away. We're just coming back. We're going to come back to the living room of Pottery Barn. We're going to come back to homemade bread. We're going to come back to us and knowing that we know how to do this. We didn't have to take a course. We didn't have to take a webinar to talk to our close friends. And so, my close friend is someone else's customer. We know how to talk to them. We are going to start by Lookyloos. All right. Now, the Lookyloo, and I'll give you examples of each of these. The Lookyloo is someone walking through the mall who stops and gazes into the store window, but doesn't really see anything interesting that they want right now. But there's a stand of magazines right by the door. It's a nice acrylic stand. It has Pottery Barn Kids, Pottery Barn Office, and they take the catalogs that were interesting to them. You'll see I posted a picture, Target. I was in Target the other day and the same thing happened. So good old magazines. Now, again, we're going to work through this, but thinking, what do we know in the real world about a Lookyloo? I'm a customer. I just went by and I grabbed your magazine. All right. Are you going to chase me down, the mall and say, no, come back. You need to buy this thing. I promise if you'll just buy, yep, you got the magazine, but I'd really like to give you this $3 ornament, before you check out. I didn't check out. I was at your front door. Like I literally just picked up your magazine, I just grabbed it. This happens to be one I grabbed at J. Jill. This will be a fun little workshop I'm working on for you guys. But create the experience. Okay. So after a Lookyloo just comes by, they're not really doing anything. They're at Pottery Barn. They picked up a magazine. What is the conversation after they leave? All right. Now, we could brainstorm all day, and I hope we will kind of in the comments and when we do the workshop about what could be, your magazine. We've traditionally used this as our opt-in. For someone who stops by the potterybarn.com website, it will say save 10% or save 15%. But what is the conversation after a Lookyloo leaves? I want you to create that experience on your whiteboard. I want you to draw it out. And draw it out, I'll share with you pictures of my drawings that I did where I really am focused on, okay, this is a store. What would I do? Because when we can create it and anchor it in concrete real life that we're familiar with, it will be easier for us to execute it in the online world. So those are your Lookyloos, the ones that are just stopping by. Now, when you move from a Lookyloo to an interested people, Now we have a little bit different. We have someone walking through the mall, maybe for the first time. They stop for a moment, they kind of look in the windows, and they decide to go inside. So this could be someone who stopped by your website, looked, kind of like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. Okay, maybe I'll click here. So what happens next? What buttons do you have available for them to push? I know that as Kajabi evolves and what they create allows me to create even better, that how I'm building the experience is very different. In Insanely Simple, the book about Apple, written by Ken Siegel, Steve Jobs was a fanatic. He did not want a normal website. That first website page when you came was almost like a daily newspaper. It was changing. It was updating. He wanted it in complete alignment. And people said, well, that's not how websites work. And he's like, I don't care. This is what we're going to do. And I think, when someone comes into the store and they step inside, what do they see? They're not leaving like the same store window season after season after season. And I was guilty of that myself. So guilty. Now I can change it more easily. And so it has allowed me, in these conversation evaluations to say, okay, what conversation would we like to have? Okay, the person has now walked into the store. What happens next? So, is there someone right inside the door? If yes, what does that person do? Now, I'm going to give you two vividly different experiences because when there's high contrast, we remember things. So, one example is a boutique home furnishing store in our town. And it has a lovely woman by the front door. We've actually brought her flowers before. She says hello, and she is literally standing next to, if not holding, the tray of chocolate chip cookies. So you walk in, she says hello, the store smells nice. There's all kinds of, you can tell there's lots of different places to go. But she's literally standing there with chocolate chip cookies. And, it's nice. It's absolutely nice. You want to actually walk the rest of the way through in the doorway. So contrast that with Art Van Home Stores, which is a furniture. They have home furnishings, but very big box, mega conglomerate furniture store. Literally, we only go there if it's our last resort. Like we are trying to find some random thing, and Chris or I will say, Art Van? You're like, no. Okay, can we, do we have the mental stamina to go in? Yep. You literally go in the front door and it is within 10 seconds. You're like, okay, how many vultures are going to land on us? And then they will continue to follow us around the store. It is not, that's what happens. Like two different stores, both in business, both successful businesses. Art Van probably is, profit and loss statement is probably much bigger than Home and Company because of its size, but very different experiences. Chocolate chip cookies, hello, nice to see you. How can we help you? What are you here to buy? Totally different, but really important when someone walks into your store to think about, because every online experience has a corresponding real life anchor. We can anchor it to something. When they come in, for me, and I'm going to show you this, pop-ups. You got to do this, and you can't get out of the darn things. That to me feels like Art Van, versus come on in. Oh, here's a page. Here's another page. Maybe here's a short video. That to me feels more chocolate chip cookie-ish. So here is an example that I pulled off within the last month off of an email guru's sales page. Okay, so this again was someone that had pre-done templates, had mastered the art of email marketing, and would sell it to you. So this is what their page said: get your copy now. The offer ends when the countdown hits zeros and the price doubles. So this is what I've chosen to show you as what I feel correlates to both Art Van and Home Company. And like I was saying, different strategies work for different customers. It's why we started with the word doodle. It's why we moved on to you as a receiver of email. And then we moved on to you as the sender of an email. We only just got to investigating and creating all of the how once all of that was in place. Because if you know your how, then you make these right decisions. If you don't know your how, you're making these, they don't work, and then you think I'm a failure, or you're disappointed, or any of that spiraling, which isn't necessarily the case. So I waited for the countdown timer to go to the end to see if in fact the price would double. What do you know? The timer just started over. So there, we won't, I don't know any of you that this is a good fit for. I know you. I know your businesses. I know what you're building. And I don't think if you put yourself in the other person's shoes, that this would ever feel good to you as a customer. I know if I thought this through, I'm like, oh, I'm standing at the cash register. Do you buy it? Do you not buy it? Do you buy it? Do you not buy it? Do I buy it? I don't know. I need it. I got to be able to communicate through email. I need this. Oh, this person has done it so well. I need it. Okay, they're going to tell me if I don't buy before that bell goes off, I'm going to be out double the money. Okay, I buy a double. Done. I bought it. If I'm standing at a physical cash register and I literally bought, here we go, 81. We had 81 seconds till, we're going to go to double. And I bought. And then I stood there and I watched the salesperson simply redo the counter. We'll just leave it at that. We will just leave it at that. So, what is the conversation after they leave? The person came into your store, they wandered around, they're interested. They've moved past a Lookyloos. Lookyloos just grabbed the catalog. Just grabbed something. Okay, thanks. Lookyloos are interested people. They came in, they had a cookie, maybe, wandered around, looked around. What's the experience after they leave? How create that experience? Create what you want to have happen. You are in charge of your business, no different than this company. No different. Would you like to see what I read? Coastal Living and Where Women Create Business. There you go. You have an inside glimpse to what is on my nightstand. We're creating these. We're creating it exactly like any of these companies are. Again, real life corollaries. So now we're going to move on to purposeful customers. All right. When you have a purposeful customer, you have someone familiar with the mall. Okay. They got up this morning. They purposely went to Pottery Barn. They know where to go. They're looking forward to getting there. Now, why did they go there? Now this, again, could be potterybarn.com, could be Pottery Barn at the mall, 20 minutes away. But they intentionally took action to come to you. They wanted to come to your boutique. They wanted to come to your store. So why did they go there? Now, did they simply want to go wander through the store because they enjoy the experience? Totally could be. I like going to stores and wandering. Usually it's Target because I can get everything I need while I'm there. But maybe they just wanted to go and wander and see, what new ideas do they have? Do they have some new stuff? Maybe while they're there, they found a picture frame or a lamp or a blanket or a new candle, but they went there for a reason. They're looking, they're interested. They're going to kind of like, okay, what's going on? What's new? What do you have? I like you. I came to see you. I purposely came to see you. I spent gas to get to you. I spent time to get to you. I clicked on your website. I spent time there. I like you. What do you have? So what is the conversation after this, purposeful customer What happens after they leave the store? What happens while they're in the store? This is where it really is fun. And again, you can see my pictures below, but it's okay. You can grab an actual physical magazine and write in your company's stuff. I have done this for years. I'm excited because I'm going to share it with you in a later workshop. But the idea that, oh, well, this is like this. Okay, let me draw this out. Let me create it. Let me look at it. Let me be this person walking through my store, because it is. And the more that it feels like being in a physical store, the easier it'll be to communicate, again, all of our conversations. We're talking via email, but what are those conversations? What are the conversations after the person leaves? And thinking about chocolate chip cookies, vultures. Chocolate chip cookies, vultures. Conversing, all of that, this is how it all comes into play. And when you're when you're able to leverage the technology, we have tools that allow us to communicate more easily with our platforms that allow us to be more personable. It makes for really fun, honestly, vacationing life. It makes life really, really fun. Now, after your purposeful customers, you have your all-in customers. Now, the all-in person is someone whose home looks like Pottery Barn. They have a design appointment to work with one of the designers on the new living room they're putting it together. This person is all in. They love you. They have purchased everything. You have conversations with them. You enjoy them. You're adding value. They're contributing. It's fun. It really is fun. It's like building a new living room. So why are they there? Well, they're making a large purchase. Okay, they set aside time to talk one-on-one with one of the store experts, and they have an idea binder with them as they start to select the right furniture and furnishings for the space they are working with. All right, they are all in. They have moved from Lookyloos to an interested person to a purposeful customer to I am all in. Absolutely 1,000%. So what is the conversation both, during and after this person is leaving? Draw this on your whiteboard. What does an all-in person look like for you? What are the conversations? Where are they involved? How are they participating? All of this brings together your entire conversations, everything. So I'm going to leave you with this. It's a very mini experiment. I hope that you'll take me up on it, and I hope that you'll share as you're going through what you're experiencing with it. So we're going to start some conversations. And very easy way to do this is I want you to take 30 people from your email list. All right? And if you don't have an email list, I want you to choose 30 people that you would like to have on your email list, that you would like to bring from Lookyloos to interested person to purposeful customer to all in. Then I want you to send a voice memo to the first person on your list. Tomorrow, send a voice memo to number 2 and continue throughout the month. Now, you can send these on your phone. Here's mine. Right here, I think most of us have phones that allow us to do this very easily. And Facebook, you can send audio messages through Facebook. And I want you to use your voice because you would use your voice in a real conversation. But you deliver it in a method via email. When I make a voice message, it goes via email. When I do a Facebook message, it shows up in Facebook, which to me is very similar to email at times. And the personalization is in a way that's right for you. Now, here it is totally okay to create a script for yourself, because as you intentionally think about the conversation you'd like to start with this person, again, we have 30 people, they're from our email list. I want you to reverse engineer, which just means look at it with the end in mind. What do you want them to reply with? Ask the question, have the conversation that helps deliver the reply. That's it. That is it. All right. You are starting. You are instigating. You are making the beginning of your conversation. And when you say, okay, this is what I'd love for them to reply with. Great. Ask the question that makes that reply easy. Help them deliver it. You will ask better questions. Hey, how are you? I'm fine. Versus, hey, I was really wondering, which I'm going, actually, total spur of the moment, I will use a wonderful, my dear friend, Holly Gillen from Holly G Studios, sent me tea. It's the best tea ever. It's hot cinnamon spice tea. So let's say I was a tea company. I'll make Holly the tea company momentarily, and I'm on her list as a customer. And so she sent my latest subscription of tea, and it arrived. And she has this whole entire process automated, but I don't really know that. She's done it so well. It's so Disney-esque that I don't even notice. She doesn't just say, hey, how was that tea? How was your tea? Did you like the tea? Yeah, it was fine. What if instead she sent me a voicemail, we stay with the voices. Tamsen, I know we just sent out your latest delivery of the hot cinnamon spice tea. Are you enjoying it? I'd reply. I would totally reply. And I would reply back and say, oh my goodness, it is delicious. I have plowed through, I think, 6 of the 30 tea bags in 48 hours. So that's what I want you to think about is what's your real life? What can you use? Because you have so many things that are available to you. And I know it's hard because we are dealing in digital, most of us. And how do we make the digital concrete? How do we make it something that people can hold? How do we make it so that they want to have a conversation with us? Okay. Now, I want you to just look at the investment. All right. 30 voice memos, maybe 30 seconds each, is 900 seconds. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay. That's throughout the whole month. Now, you could sit down and do them all at once. You could do one a day. It is 15 minutes. What email sequence can you write or set up in 15 minutes? So just take a chance, take a risk, do something different, have a conversation. You can just call in, you can just send a message that says, hey, I was thinking about you, or hey, whatever's going on in your world. Hey, how did you like the latest tea? Because you're starting a conversation, and then you can see where it goes. But out of that 30, let's just say you get one conversation that starts out of it. That is an incredibly good return for 15 minutes. Incredibly good return. And then you grow it and you build it into your systems. So that is the communication via email information that I wanted to share with you. And this is our starting point. This is, what are our conversations going to look like? Let's talk about this. Let's share ideas, especially when we're in different businesses. What works for legal is not the same that works for a cake topper, is not the same that works for social media. What does work the same is we are all close friends of someone. We are all a family member of someone, which means we know how to talk. We do. And I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was really worth your time. And I look forward to seeing what your thoughts and ideas are about it. Have a great day, and we will see you inside. Bye.